Hey there, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel. It is Saturday night. It's about 12:30. I just finished this book, Shylock is My Name by Howard Jacobson. And I'm going to post a full review of this book because I have a lot to say. I was just telling my friend about this book and I found myself just talking and talking and talking. I wanted to write a review because I originally got this book from Blogging for Books. And I wanted to post a review, but I realized that my blog post was going past 1,000 words, and I realized that it was just too much. Probably some people don't want to hear all of that, so I'm gonna make a video review of it so you can skip through it and just watch the parts that you're interested in hearing about. So that comes later, but I just finished this and now I want to read more. So the biannual bibliothon starts today because it's now officially Sunday, and I am participating in the biannual bibliothon this year because I have never done it. I know a lot of people do it, and it's a great way to just meet other people on BookTube. So I'm doing the biannual bibliothon, and there are several reading challenges. And in order to participate in the challenges, you need to pick some books that you want to read. So my TBR meets a few of the challenges. I'm not going for all of the challenges because there are some challenges I just don't want to. Like, they have a group book that most of the participants are going to be trying to read this week, and I don't want to read that book. So I am going for a few of the challenges, and these are the 4 books that I am looking at reading, possibly trying to read in the next week. The biannual bibliothon starts today, Sunday, January 8th, goes to Saturday, January 14th. For at least a couple of those days, I won't be at home because I'm going on a weekend seminar trip. I'm just going to try to read as much as I can this week. See if I can get those 4 books done this week. So these are the 4 books that I have on my TBR for the biannual bibliothon. My first read is Paris for One by JoJo Moyes. This is the first short story collection that I'm reading from JoJo Moyes. And you know that I spoke about her a lot last year in 2016. She is the author that I read the most from. And now that she's released, she released this short story collection. I think it came out in October last year. And so that is the first book that I'm actually going to start reading because, spoiler alert, I just picked it up and I started reading the first story. So I'm looking forward to continuing that. I might even finish the first story before I go to bed. This book actually meets 2 of the challenges. It meets one of the throwback challenges, which is a book that takes place in another country. It also meets challenge number 3, which is to pick a book that is a 2016 new release. This book was released in October 2016. So Paris for One meets those 2 challenges. Another challenge is to read a book that a booktuber recommends. And I'm choosing We Are the Ants by Shaun David Hutchinson. This again is another library book that I just picked up last week. It's a pretty big book, but it's a young adult read. So I'm assuming that it's going to be... what I find really interesting is that this book doesn't have a synopsis on the back cover. So I really like that cover. It does have a synopsis inside, so I do know a little bit about what the book is going to be about. But I try not to read synopsis too much, so I am hoping to be pleasantly surprised as I read that book. So that is book number 2, and it meets the challenge of read a book that was recommended by a booktuber. This is I think the number 1 book that Booksandlala recommended last year. So I wanted to read it because I found a lot of the books that she recommends to be really good reads. Challenge number 6 in the biannual bibliothon is to read a book that is a retelling, which I think is so ironic considering that I just finished reading a book that was a retelling, which was Shylock is My Name by Howard Jacobson. That was a retelling of Merchant of Venice, and I kind of wish I had read it last week, that I'd actually saved it for this week, but you can't have everything. So it's okay that I just finished reading it. I'm just not going to try for that challenge because I don't think I have another book that is a retelling that I could read this week. So that's fine. I'm not focusing on that challenge. Another book that I am reading, though, is Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. This is the first of his books that I'm going to be reading. I do have Everything is Illuminated. But that book is a book that I own. I bought a used copy a few months ago and I haven't read it. That was his debut novel, and I originally wanted to read it first, but I want to read this because I want to use it to do a video challenge later in the week. This is a book that takes place in New York City, and I hope to do the video challenge because I think it's going to be really cool. So that's another book that I have on my challenge. The challenge that this book meets is to read a book that you were excited about but haven't gotten to yet. And I originally picked this one up from the library a while back and have been renewing it every time because I just haven't been able to read it. But I want to read it this week, so that meets that challenge. The last challenge that I want to go for in the biannual bibliothon is to read a diverse book. I'm going to be reading Jamaica Kincaid's Mr. Potter, and she is Antiguan. This book seems like it is, the characters in here are black, obviously, from all the pictures. Jamaica Kincaid, she is from Antigua. She's not Jamaican, which I know, ironic again. So that's my TBR for this week. These are the 4 fiction books that I'm going to be reading. I'm not sure yet what other non-fiction books I'm going to be reading. I'm still doing the 80-20 principle, so there's also that. So that is my reading for this second week of 2017. Last week I only read 1 book, but it did take all of my energy. I read a little bit of a non-fiction. I read 1 complete fiction book, so I'm considering that to be a win and looking to increase my numbers in this week. So that's my TBR for the biannual bibliothon. If you're also doing it, please link me your TBR video down below. Let me know if you're doing daily vlogs, if you're doing the challenges. Let's chat. So thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you later. Bye. Thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe if you're not already, and check out my other videos.